Hello everyone, I'm so grateful to have Gonzalo Salinas here with me. He's the author of Conquering Porn Addiction. He just published this book, when was it?
3 months ago.
3 months ago, and he's also a Tantra practitioner, and he works a lot with men and women, teaching them about healthy sexuality, healthy healing, because he used to have a porn addiction. And many men, and I'm sure women, it's more of a silent thing, are addicted to porn, and it really does things to our brains. So I would love it if you can share a little bit for people that want to know more about the negative side effects of porn addiction and what they can do to heal, and how your book is a support for people that are seeking healing.
Well, basically on the book is actually, the content of the book is 30% autobiographical, and 70% somehow like a manual to help mainly men that are addicted to porn. Actually, the principles also work for women, right? But this is a silent epidemic that is growing like super accelerated among men.
Can you tell us a little bit about what it does to the brain and why it's so negative to the brain to function as a human being, and how it impedes in our sexual life?
Well, basically what it does is it burns the dopamine receptors in your brain.
And what does dopamine do?
The dopamine is the reward hormone.
Reward?
You know, the motivation hormone.
Ah, okay.
So in other words, once you are not capable to stimulate with a normal amount of dopamine in your brain will ask for more and more and more. And only a super intense hyper stimuli will give you that amount. So in other words, you will be functional, or you will be getting aroused with the super high intensity that hardcore porn provides you. But if you have a real woman, which is, you will not get aroused. In consequence, you will not have an erection.
So a man who has watches a lot of porn and watches, maybe you could see how many women a night, you know?
Yeah.
50.
No. You know what? Like.
So then when you just see one woman, you're like, your brain is, even if you love that woman, you may not be aroused, and then you may wonder, why do I feel like I like her, but you physiologically aren't able to show that or feel that because your brain is wired for overstimulation. And you have programmed your brain that way. So in order to come back to the default natural way, you have to allow the process of neuroplasticity to take place, and that will take time. So you gotta be patient to come back to the default setting of your body, of nature, exactly. The receptors.
Of being aroused again with a real life woman. Yeah.
So that's such a blessing that there's people like Gonzalo, who's actually his story. Do you want to share?
Absolutely, yeah. 22 years addicted to porn, literally. I started when I was 11 years old. I found a Playboy magazine, and one thing was leading to another one. And sooner or later, here I am living in Miami, 32 years old, and I have no control over my willpower. No control. And if I'm not acting out on the addiction, I am thinking about the moment when I'm gonna be acting out. So you know what? I surrendered. I decided I need help. I asked for help, and I changed absolutely everything. And what I realized was that just fighting against the addiction was not the solution. The solution was to build a new life.
And to love yourself and forgive yourself, right?
Oh, totally. The only thing that really heals is love, because behind the addiction is the pain. And since the pain is buried in the subconscious mind, we don't dare to see it, because we feel that we're going to repeat those same experiences. Sooner or later, you have to face it, understand that, integrate that into your psyche, and then start building the new life.
Yes, and that's why I use tools like hypnosis and neuro-linguistic programming with my clients, so that we can access the subconscious mind, because when you're shaming yourself because you have an addiction, whether it's a food addiction, a sex addiction, an addiction to spirituality, you can have an addiction to meditation or to going on spiritual things. And that's actually like a silent addiction that people have. Regardless of that, there is change that is possible. We're both living proof of that. So if you're a person that has any type of addiction, not just porn addiction, sex addiction, love addiction, please reach out to Gonzalo, especially with the porn addiction for the men. And I'm just really grateful that there's people like you, and you don't have to feel ashamed. So if whoever's watching this, if you know someone, share this video with a friend. And I'm gonna post the link for your book.
Absolutely.
And also your coaching sessions. Gonzalo works with people all over the world. So thank you so much.
It is important, something that I want to add, and is the fact that this addiction is so covered in shame and guilt that is growing very fast, but silently, right? So we need to create a new paradigm in our society where we don't condemn addicts anymore, because we've been treating addicts, especially like addicts in the realm of sexuality, perverts, sick people, and all that. And in reality, this addiction is no different to any other addiction. People running away from pain. Yeah. So start, because this is not something, it's, especially, I know you cater a lot to females.
And men. I work a lot with men too.
And this is not...
And couples. Wives, please don't shame your husbands. Remember, we're all doing the best we can. So if you catch your husband on the internet, or if you find his history on his computer, remember, we're all doing our best, and with love, we can heal so much faster. So let's have all compassion for ourselves, compassion for everyone on the planet, and that's really where it begins. So thank you, Gonzalo, for loving yourself so much that you said to yourself 20 years later at age 32, I love myself so much that I'm gonna look for what can help me.
Absolutely.
And for going inside yourself, because that's really where all the solutions are. And that's the work that we both do, is all about inner healing, healing from the inside out. So thank you, everyone. Comment down below, let us know how this video benefit you, and reach out to us if we can be of service.
Thank you.
Bye.